Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you are doing well. I've got another make your own card game showcase for all of you today, and this time going over all the different removal cards for all those times where you have a card on your opponent's field that you want gone and you want gone now. Starting off, we got the most basic of them all. It's Steady Shot, a normal action card with 3 cost. And its effect is just as simple. You choose one of your opponent's characters and knock it out. Very simple. Next is Multi-Shot, also a 3-cost normal action card. This one allows you to knock out up to 2 characters who have a defense of 4 or lower. So while this won't get every character, it does allow you to take out 2 at once, which is pretty nice. Next is Magic Eraser, a 4-cost normal action card that says destroy target in-play card. It's not just useful for characters, although you can use it against them. You can also use this on terrain cards or modifier cards your opponent has in play that you want to get rid of too. Then we've got Fireball, a normal action card, 4 cost. You get to knock out target character with defense 5 or less. And if your opponent doesn't have any characters in play, you get to deal 5 damage to that opponent. So it provides another way of dealing direct damage to your opponent without needing to attack all the time. It's pretty nice. Next is Flame Strike, which is basically an upgraded version of Fireball. Twice the cost for twice the effect. So you get 8 cost for being able to knock out target character with defense 10 or less, which is pretty much every character in the game with just a few exceptions. And if your opponent has no characters, of course, you get to deal 10 damage to your opponent. Next is Ice Spike, an 8-cost normal action card that allows you to knock out target opposing character. But it also has a second effect which is pretty useful. The controller of that character is only allowed to spend half of their power next turn, rounded up. So if your opponent is going into their next turn with 9 power, they'll only be able to spend 5 of it after you use this card. It's a pretty devastating effect. Next is Bolt Burst, another 8-cost normal action card. This allows you to destroy up to 2 in-play cards your opponent controls, as well as discard 1 card from your opponent's hand at random. Yeah, it does say random. Sorry. But it gets rid of a lot of things for pretty decent cost. Next we get into a set of removal that can function as board wipes. Starting off with Hurricane of Pain, which is a new card I created pretty recently as of the recording of this video. It's a normal action card with a cost of 2+. But as it says, as an additional cost to play this card, you may pay X, which is any amount of power in addition to 2. And for each X you spend, you get to knock out an opposing character with evasive. So it's a pretty nice card to have if you're going up against an opponent who plays a lot of evasive cards. Next is Apocalypse Now, probably the simplest board wipe and the cheapest. For 7 power, you just get to knock out all in-play characters. Pretty simple. Next is Lava Burst, an 8-cost normal action card that allows you to knock out all characters your opponent controls with a defense of 6 or less. Your opponent also loses 4 life. A little bit more expensive, but this time it's a little one-sided, making it a little better for you, allowing you to maintain some board presence while you wipe out all your opponent's things. Then there's Balanced Red Grenade, a 9-cost normal action card that knocks out all characters with defense 6 or less, and it does 6 damage to each player. It's pretty devastating. Then we get to arguably the most powerful of the board wipes in my opinion. This is Space-Tastic Time Bomb, an 8-cost normal action card which reads, all players shuffle their hands and all in-play cards into their decks and draw 5 cards. You recover all your power and you cannot attack this turn. So even though you can't attack, you essentially get to play this for free. And then you can use a card like Fireball or Flame Strike to deal some additional damage to your opponent as well. Next, we get into a suite of cards that are more like combat tricks, and while they're not technically removal, they can help you get opposing cards off the field more easily. And the first of these is Disruptive Wave, a 2-cost normal action card which reduces the defense of all opposing characters by 2, which can help you get over certain characters if you're having trouble attacking over them. Next is the Clash Grounds, which is a terrain version of Disruptive Wave. It's 3 cost, and it simply states characters in play get -2 defense, to a minimum of 0. Next is a pretty interesting card that was also made pretty recently. It's Amulet of Enragement. This is a modifier action with a cost of 2, and you may attach this to any character in play, including your opponent's characters. This gives the modified character Taunt, which means the opposing characters may only attack this character. This can be pretty great if you attach it to your opponents. It allows, if your opponent has cards that have Taunt on their side of the field, you can use this to attach it to the character you want to remove that doesn't have Taunt, allowing you to have that open as a choice. You can also attach it to your own characters to trigger things that would happen after a character of yours gets knocked out. It's a pretty versatile card. Next is Battle Rush, which is a 3-cost normal action, which states you may play this card if you control at least 2 characters, and it allows you to attack with 2 different characters this turn. Normally in a game, you're only allowed to attack with 1 character per turn, but this allows you to get in more attacks, allowing you to deal even more damage to your opponent and take out more of their field. And then finally, there's the extreme version of Battle Rush, which is Fever Pitch, an 8-cost normal action which states, during your turn, each character you control may perform an attack. If you have a field full of characters, you can play this late in the game and give all your characters a chance to do some serious damage with their attacks, and perhaps close out the game too. And that about does it for this little showcase. Thank you very much for watching. Definitely throw me a like if you enjoyed, and as always, comment below on which card you enjoyed the most. I'll see you in whatever video I upload next, and take care.